Hey there, as promised, we're going to do a small video on how to cut the bottom of a column to accommodate the slope of your front porch. It's very typical that front porches have a slope on them so that when it rains, the water runs away from the house and off the porch. Well, all the column manufacturers out there tell you to cut the column in such a way that the bottom of the column makes contact all the way around, but none of them tell you how to do it. And with the Plumb Perfect system, we want to demonstrate some of the value that we've packed into this package. On our instructions, on number 5, it talks about this part of the installation. So to set things up, we've already installed our header puck up on the header. We've hung our plumb bob down, and we positioned our target on the corner of the deck, okay, utilizing the center hole to make sure that it's absolutely plumb with the header and the floor of the deck. We've then taken our Sharpie marker, traced around the target, and that gives us the framework to lay our base installation ring inside those lines, okay? And then I take that marker and make a circle around the inside, and then you will also notice that I have 4 score marks around the perimeter of the circle, of which I have gone ahead and made a mark at each one as well as numbered it. Okay? So that gives us some orientation as far as this, how we arrived at this drawing on our deck. Okay? Now, obviously, when we cut the column, we want to know how to position the column on the deck so that, you know, the short side of the column lines up on the higher part of the deck and the long side to the lower. We take our same base installation ring with the score marks and we put it on the bottom of the column that we've rested here, and we go ahead and make a mark at each of the score marks. And you can go around and, you know, so on all the way around, okay? For transferring purposes, how did I get number 1? Well, I marked number 1 on the inside of the base installation ring, 1, 2, 3, and 4, so as I make the marks, I can number them as well, okay? One thing I'd like to call attention to is how we have the column setting here. We used the foam inserts that the column is packaged in for shipping to rest the column in, as well as lift the column off the ground, keeping it off of the whatever dirt, rocks, and whatnot that could scuff the column up and keep it from rolling around. And we've also positioned the top ring so that it's nice and flush with the top of the column, and that'll aid us greatly when it comes to measuring. I'll demonstrate. You can put the tape measure on there and go ahead and pull it down, and it works just nicely. Okay? Now, as far as acquiring the measurements that we would record, that we would want to transfer to the column, you would simply take the blade of your tape measure and put it on number 1, and then you would put the top of the tape measure on the corresponding side of the header disc, and 2, 3, 4, and such around, recording each measurement. And then you would simply take those measurements and transfer them to the column. And for demonstration purposes, I would like to show you, one last consideration, and that is that you don't necessarily know where your length is going to be. And in this case, we know it's our little set that we've built here. It's 89 inches where the number 1 position would be, and when we turn the column, the number 2 position is 89 and an eighth. And you know, you definitely want to check and make sure when you turn the column that the top foam is still flush with the top. So that it's accurate. But then once you have your hash marks, you can go ahead and connect, using a piece of paper, the instructions, what have you, connect those dots, and you would just go all the way around. Now the one thing you'll notice is that if I were to cut this off, I would lose my numbers. So you're going to want to make sure that you transfer the number 1 up here and the number 2 up here, so that once it's cut off, you still know how to situate the column on the deck. Okay? I certainly hope this helps you out, and if you have any further questions, feel free to give us a call and we'll help walk you through any questions you might have. Thank you for watching and have a great day.